welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights. I am JD, aka He Who Pods. Glasses on today, ring light here today. That means I'm also aka Rearview Mirror.
And I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B.
That's right. All right. Well, we know we had. Oh, you good?
I just sighed. There's a lot going on.
Oh, it's like, wait a minute. What happened? There
There's
is
a
a lot
lot.
going on. All right. Well, Stevie is sick of y'all.
Yeah, Stevie said it's about that time. It's about time to address that, you all are having a good time talking about how I can see.
Yeah.
So he addressed it.
And here it is for those who have not heard it.
But seriously, you know the truth. The truth is, shortly after my birth, I became blind. Now, that was a blessing because it's allowed me to see the world in the vision of truth, of sight. See people in the spirit of them, not how they look, not what color they are, but what color is their spirit.
All right, so there's Stevie. Stevie said, I heard what y'all said.
Yeah.
My peoples told me. And I'm still blind, motherfuckers.
So this has been a joke. I don't know who started this, but there has been a running joke for quite some time now about the fact that people think that Stevie Wonder can, in fact, see.
Yeah.
Even Jamie Foxx recently at the BET Awards, I think it was the BET Awards, made a joke about Stevie being able to see while Stevie was on stage with him.
Yes, that was the BET Awards.
Because Stevie Wonder was presenting him with an award. Now, I say all the time, one thing about Stevie gonna show up. There's not a place Stevie Wonder is not at. Even when you think Stevie Wonder's not there, he's there. He's a legend. He gets to do that. Now, I'm glad he said something. Because even when he says in the clip that you played, even when he says, I need to address this, or however he said it, everyone busts out laughing.
Yep.
This man probably thinks, now y'all MFers turn me into a joke and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Why do you don't believe him?
I don't know what to believe. That's my honest opinion. And truly, I don't care. I don't care if Stevie could see or not see. I don't think it's our business. I think that since the 80s, people have been making jokes. And lately, there have been a lot of people on podcasts talking about, well, this person said this and this person said that. Oh, one time I was at his house, we were shooting pool. He was winning. So now it's become, a hot topic again. Yo, who cares? That's my take. My take is the music still great? Are we here as Stevie Wonder fans because he's blind or because he's a great musician? Are we here because he's blind or because he's a great composer? Are we here because he's blind or because he's a great songwriter?
Here's the thing. You're not wrong. However, Stevie Wonder's blindness is a part of his persona, whether he likes it or not, whether we like it or not, whether we agree with it or not. Stevie Wonder being blind is a part of his persona.
Yes.
Again, whether it's meant to be or not, right, is basically what the question is here. But it's part of who he is and how we know him. So I don't want to go so far as to say, like, would it matter or not? Yeah, he's still super talented, right? But like, the package that we've been presented with all our lives is that Stevie Wonder is blind. Now, should it matter? No. But are people gross and disgusting? And yes. Yes, they are. So that's why it's coming up in conversation. It's something we can all see. It's something that we've always known about him. And that's why I say too that, kind of feel bad for him that he had to say something about it, because he has been, as far as we know, he's been blind the entire time we've known who he is. As he stated, he's been blind since he was a child. Like, also, can I just introduce a thought into the conversation? Because
Please.
I feel like this is the thought that's being ignored whenever somebody brings up whether Stevie Wonder is blind or not. Y'all do realize that blind people can exist in the world like the rest of us. It's not the same experience,
Right.
but blind people are humans too. And just because they don't have their eyesight doesn't mean that they can't participate in certain activities or things like that. They, especially for someone like him who's been blind since he was a child, you do realize that there are things in place for people who do not have their sight so that they can also be members of society. So
Well,
go ahead.
that's true, but the stories that are coming out are not those kinds of things. It's like he was driving, he was shooting pool,
We
you
knew
know.
Stevie Wonder could drive years ago, though.
Right, but they're saying more than like the little bit at the, not just him learning how to come out the driveway.
Right, but he wasn't learning how to come out of the driveway when we found out he could drive. He drove Oprah on the street. Oprah interviewed him years ago on her show, and he drove because, again, there are technologies that are in place. Stevie Wonder is also an incredibly rich man by now. And he probably has access to a lot of things that, us regular folks, if we're blind, may not have access to. I don't know. It's a weird thing because I also don't fully understand the experience of someone who's blind. So I don't want to make assumptions on their behalf. But what I do know is that they're able to exist in the world. Obviously, they cannot see, so there are limitations, but that doesn't mean that they can't do certain things. And I think that's where this is. I think that's where this joke started. It's like our worldview, and I don't mean me and you, I just mean in general, our worldview is that blind people can't see, so there's like this whole host of things that they cannot do. I don't necessarily know if that's true.
Yeah, it
That's my
depends on the level of blindness. Yes, there you could be partially blind, legally blind. It doesn't mean you can't see at all. I pulled up here on Google. Stevie Wonder started his career in 1961 at the age of 11 when he first sounded Motown Records. Stevie Wonder is old as hell. I don't understand why people care because that means Stevie Wonder is what, 76 years old? Why do we care if the 76-year-old can see or not?
I agree with you, but it's just become such a big topic of conversation lately. I agree with you, though. That's why I'm saying, especially, who am I to question a man who said he's been blind since he was a child? And
Oh,
to your
75,
to
not
your
76.
point, huh?
75, not 76. My bad.
And to your point, and what you just read, he's been performing since he was 11. I honestly think somebody would have found him out by now,
But if he's
and it
found out,
shouldn't
I
matter.
just feel like, yo, dude is old. Leave him alone, man. Like
Yeah, I agree. I felt bad for him. I
his
really
his
did. I was like,
contemporaries are
oh, this is
doing
awkward.
fouler things than lying about being blind. Let's just say he's lying. Let's just make believe, right? Let's pretend Stevie Wonder is lying and has been lying this whole time. Would you rather be lied to by Stevie Wonder or be going through what Smokey Robinson put women through allegedly?
I would rather be lied to by Stevie Wonder. But can we have a conversation for a second about what because now you've I never thought Stevie Wonder could see. So that's the first thing. But I'm just trying to imagine us all collectively finding out that Stevie Wonder can in fact see, like for real, if that was a real thing. How would you feel about that? Like what would you would just be like, it's all
You're like,
right.
oh, all right. Okay. I mean, I don't care, honestly. I don't. So to me,
I just feel like it would
if that
jar
clip would have
people.
said the opposite, if that clip would have been like, all right, y'all, the jig is up, I could see. I'd have been like,
You wouldn't feel like you were
all
lied
right.
to.
Yeah, but it's such a small lie. Like,
Is it a small lie being blind your whole life?
I
Or
mean,
pretending to
he's
be
not
blind your
teaching
whole
us.
life?
He's not our like Braille teacher. He's a musician.
All right. Fair enough. I just think that some people would feel a way that they were lied to for so long.
I mean, everybody in Hollywood is on Ozempic, and they keep lying to y'all. Nobody's boycotting them.
But Lizzo said she was only on it for a short amount of time.
Don't get me started. Next topic, please.
Looks good though.
She does look
Anyway.
good.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
All right. Well, you brought to my attention a topic that I think you should lead.
So in the last couple of days, Beyonce has been last few days she's been on her Atlanta tour stop. While she's in Atlanta, someone stole unreleased music, and also I think set lists and things relating to the tour from her that were on flash drives, I believe. They stole it from a rental car that was in her and her camp's possession. The person is now at large. Apparently, the authorities are looking for this person. I'm guessing they know who it is. That latest article that I sent to you, I did not get to read it before we started. But yeah, somebody stole from Beyonce. Why would you do that and think you would get away with it?
Yeah, I don't know, but I got the article, so let's get to it.
You also stole from Jay-Z's wife. Why did you think you were going to do it and get away with? Sorry, please go for it.
This is from CNN. It says unreleased Beyonce music stolen from her choreographer's rental car during Cowboy Carter tour stop in Atlanta. Hard drives containing Beyonce's unreleased music and several other items were stolen from a car that had been rented by her choreographer during a Cowboy Carter tour stop in Atlanta last week, according to police. Officers responded on July 8th after receiving a call regarding a theft from a vehicle, according to police. They have my computers, and it's really, really important information in there. I totally skipped the word information. Sorry. It's really, really important information in there. An unidentified caller heard on a 911 call obtained by CNN. I work with someone who's like of a high status, and I really need the my computer and everything. That's the end of the quote. It says a preliminary investigation revealed that 2 suitcases belonging to Beyonce's choreographer Christian Grant and one of her backup dancers, Deandra Blue, had been stolen out of a rented Jeep Wagoneer while it was parked on the first level of a parking deck at... All right, I'm not reading the address now. This is ridiculous. The 2 laptops and hard drives that contained watermarked music, unreleased music, footage plans, and past and future set lists were among the items stolen, the report stated. Investigators with the Atlanta Police Department's larceny from auto unit led the investigation. An arrest warrant has been issued for an unnamed suspect, according to police. Grant also says they reached out to Grant for a comment and a representative for Beyonce. It says Grant also reported that $1,000 worth of clothing, a pair of Tom Ford sunglasses valued at $500, and a Toomey book bag valued at $750 were also stolen from the vehicle per the report. Blue also reported a MacBook Air and a pair of headphones were stolen. There you go. That's the article here.
This sounds like the person doesn't know what they took, or they're stupid. Because what you gonna do? What are you gonna do with it? You think hot take J-Lo did it? One of J-Lo's handlers.
J-Lo somewhere minding her business.
You know she's not. No, she's not. That's a conversation for another day. But no, she's not.
Somewhere with her new boo, chilling.
Her new boo probably looks like Jay-Z.
Probably not.
Probably so, because Anyway.
Yeah, I think this does not sound so random. I think if they said it was one of 10 cars broken into in that parking lot, then maybe it was random. But to me, this sounds more like they were keeping an eye on this particular car and broke into this particular car. But you're going to jail, player.
Right. And you can't do anything with the stuff because if you try to do something with it, someone will find you. Or at least be alerted that, it's not hard to find a person's IP address. You want to release something of Beyonce's or something from Beyonce's team, they'll be able to find you in a heartbeat. You got to be like really tech savvy, cyber security, and all of the things in order for you to get away with something like that. And then again, we'd all know that it wasn't yours to release. That's why
Yeah.
I'm like, did this person really know, or what is it that they just hit that car and then was like, I hit the mother load? Because it wasn't just the laptops that were stolen, it was a bunch of other things too. So that was the reason why I was like, maybe there's a possibility this person didn't know who they were stealing from at the time. They know now, but maybe they didn't know, or they're just that stupid. I just feel like, why, if you did know, what are you going to do with this?
Right.
Sell it to the highest bidder? Nobody's going to buy that. Like maybe a crazy fan would, but like nobody with, you know what I mean? Like nobody wants that to go down like that. It's Beyonce.
Yeah.
If anything, people are going to be trying to get her stuff back to her.
Yeah. And the Beehive, they don't play
At all.
So if you try to put out that unreleased music or something like that, it will not go well for you on the internet either.
No, they'll be like, okay, that sounded good, but let me unlisten because Beyonce wasn't ready for me to hear that. Like, that's how the Beehive operates.
And it may not sound good. Sometimes, especially when you're on tour, artists are just putting ideas together, trying to lay, as Flip would say, shout out to Flip, the skeleton, And so it may not be.
Happy birthday, Flip. I saw it was his birthday today.
Yeah, happy birthday to Flip. And it may not be something you want to hear. It may not be anything near ready. It could just be very basic reference tracks that are up there. But whether it's reference tracks or flaming hot, super dope Beyonce next single shit, is not gonna matter but so much because I don't think you'll be able to release it anyway.
It's the rock album.
I don't think that's what's coming, but we'll see.
And J-Lo got it, allegedly.
You better stop. You better stop. Or J-Lo put out a warrant for your arrest.
You don't want us to take this pod to the next level?
Listen. Yeah, but not to the prison.
All right.
All right. Well, let's do it. The Clipse album
was released.
This was released Friday. Tuesday. And they also did Tiny Desk.
They did.
So
listen, this is one hell of a rollout.
yeah, yeah, they hit a lot of different places along the rollout. All the major places, along with some obscure places you might not have thought of. You know, they were on a podcast speaking, and they said that they serviced the album, and something that you really don't hear being done anymore. But they were trying to send it to publications
Mhm.
early so they could listen to it and do a proper interview. It's kind of an old school thing, but they went and did that, and I
Props
thought
to
that was cool.
JBP. I know you're talking about the Joe Budden podcast. Props to them for getting that interview.
Yes, it was the Joe Budden podcast interview. Yes, it
I
was.
mean, we should give them credit for that.
You're right. You know, I never know when to give them, shout outs up here or not. I'd be trying to,
No, that can easily be fact checked. That one can easily be fact checked. No, they did. They dropped what was it, their Saturday episode.
no, but it was a Patreon only episode. Yes.
Yeah, they did a Patreon only episode of where they interviewed the Clipse and then dropped
Yeah.
after the day the album came out, I believe.
So, yeah, we've heard the album. We saw the Tiny Desk. Where you want to start?
We can start with the album.
Okay, Malice has done it again. He is back to being Malice.
He's back
It's
to being
crazy out
Malice.
here. First he was Malice, then he was no Malice.
No
Now
Malice.
he's Malice again. It's crazy. But I think that's the first thing we have to say about the album. The album is 13 tracks, excuse me. And for those who don't know, it's called Let God Sort Them Out.
Mm-hmm.
I think they took a big risk with the first track, but I think it's worked in their favor because it's not even a single, but everyone is talking about how they took such a big risk with this first song.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's like the only deep song on the project. Which I guess you could argue that's not true, but it's extremely deep. And they said on Joe Budden podcast interview, they just wanted to get it out the way. And that's why it's track one. And I think that is extremely unconventional, but if that's what people are talking about and that's what people want to focus on, then I guess it worked. Sometimes you take a big risk and it doesn't work. And it seemed like it worked for them. So I'm happy for them with that. I think that's the first thing we got to address as far as the actual music goes. But then for me, what was interesting was we get Kendrick on the next track.
Yeah. So wait, can we back up a little bit? I do wanna address the first track since that's where you started. I thought it was a beautiful song. There was I'm trying to think. So we didn't review Memphis Bleak, but we did listen to Memphis Bleak, both of us, as far as I know. The reason
Yeah.
I'm bringing up Memphis Bleak is because there's a song on his album that reminded me of Can't Be Life. I cannot remember what it's called right now.
Okay.
The reason why I'm making the connection between the two, the content of the song, I don't think was anything like what we're talking about. However, it gave me that same feel of something like that where the subject line is heavy, but to me, like, it was beautifully done. If there's a way to deliver that beautifully, I think they did. I like hip hop that sometimes falls within a certain range or has like it falls within a certain tempo and has that sort of it's like one of those things where I'm tripping up because I'm trying to be sensitive about the fact that it's about their parents that they just lost. I think that's really important. I don't want to commodify what they did or compare it. That's not why I'm bringing this. That's not why I'm bringing it up. Um, but it gave me that same feeling that those songs give me when I listen to them. It's moving. It sounds good also, just so you know. But it was moving, and I don't know, it's like one of those things that I have not yet experienced, but I'm always filled with dread when I think about the fact that I will experience that in my lifetime as well. So I don't know. I just wanted to kind of speak on that a little bit because I when I first listened to it, I played it a few times. I don't know if it was therapy to them, but it almost felt like therapy to me, thinking about like people that I've lost and just thinking about loss in general. I don't know, but yeah.
Got you.
And John,
Yeah,
John
it's
and
a
John Legend is going to show up every time. One day we're going to have a conversation about whether John Legend is hip hop or not, but I want to have that chat.
okay. Yeah, no, it's a great record, deep record, definitely impactful on the album for sure. Like I said, it worked in their favor, it seems like. And then we get that Kendrick verse next. The infamous
Yeah.
Kendrick verse that, Def Jam didn't want out. I didn't expect to get Kendrick next. I thought it would be later in the album, but we got
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick, and right after that, we got a Tyler the Creator feature. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, they arguably put their two biggest features right at the beginning of the album. I didn't expect that, but the songs are
And
great.
that Tyler song is great.
Yeah, POV is called. POV
Yeah,
is great.
it's one of my favorite songs.
POV is great. Chains and Whips is great, which is the one with Kendrick.
Chains and
Kendrick
Whips is
went
great.
nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick went nuts. And we don't get the single "So Be It" till track 4. And then we get the other single, Ace Trumpets, right after. And I thought the way they did this was really, really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Not the normal sequencing of an album. Very interesting the way they did it. Yeah, POV is a great record. I've grown Chains and Whips. I've grown to love. I don't have a song I don't like on this project. I don't want to go track by track, but
Same.
yeah, I don't have a song I don't like on this project. It sounds like a great body of work. It sounds like Malice and Push really work together. Sound like exactly what they said in all the interviews. It sound like, yeah, that Pharrell shit y'all hear over there, you will never hear
We
it
don't want
over
any of that.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We make him make beats in front of us the same way we write in front of him. And so I thought that was great. Yeah, you hear some great production here.
It's so good.
There is one song, I can't remember which song it is, but Pharrell singing in that really high pitched tone.
Oh, damn. What is it called? Because I like
I
that.
don't know off the top of my head.
I mean, I agree with you. I don't think there's any song that I don't like, but I can't remember. It's like, I want to say it's like fourth to last or fifth to last.
I don't want to waste too much time, but whatever is the song where Pharrell singing with like the high voice, I just prefer if he didn't sing like that. I'm not a fan of when Pharrell sings with the super high pitch.
No, that's where you were. I had no idea what you were going to say about it.
Yeah, I don't really like that when he
You
sounds
don't really
like
like it.
that. It's
Okay.
kind of like Kanye be trying to sing like that too sometimes.
He
I
does.
don't know
Yeah.
if he got it, who got it from who, but I'm not a
Right.
fan of it. When either one of them sound like that, it's probably my only real critique of the project. It's a solid album. It sounds true to the Clipse and their past works. Malice sounds great. Pusha sounds great.
They both sound.
Yeah, I do wish that there was a little more of the mixing up on who goes first and second. It seemed like every song Push went first and Malice went after. And that's cool. There's one song they do a little back and forth type thing, which that was nice. But I wish there was more of a mix up of who went first and second.
That's a good call out. Yeah.
Not that it sounds bad. I just wish we got a little more of that because it seemed kind of like a template that
Yeah.
works for them. I'm curious what it would be like in reverse. We didn't really get to hear that up here.
No, that's a good call out. Yeah, I think that would be interesting if they switched it up. I will say, "So Be It" still does it for me. It's that beat. First of all the beats are great. I don't think there was any of them where I was like, why did they choose this?
Right.
I felt like everything sounded good, and I didn't. Sometimes when I go and I turn on an album, sometimes I'll get lost in whatever I'm doing, and I'll have to turn it off for a little bit. I didn't feel that way when I was listening to this. I kind of was able to lock into everything and keep listening to it beyond a couple of songs. It just felt like it made sense. I don't know if cohesive is the word I'd use. I just feel like it all made sense to me listening to it. And like you said, they sound great. They were back like they never left as far as I'm concerned. I mean, 13 years is a long time. So you don't know what you're going to get. And I have a little bit of an apology that I would like to, and I probably should have addressed it at the beginning when we talked about the first song. But, I was a little hard on them for saying they were going to release music and then we never knew if it was coming or when it was coming or something like that.
Yes. Yep.
And I do want to apologize because, again, I have not experienced what they've gone through. But the idea of experiencing what they have gone through gives me great angst. And knowing that they lost their parents, both of them, in such a short amount of time, knowing that Malice was going through what he was going through and finding his faith or getting closer to his faith, I should say. I get it. And then working with Pharrell, who's one of the busiest men in show business.
That's right.
I understand. And I was a little too hard on them about I didn't know everything that was going on, and sometimes that's why you should just shut up. So I apologize for being an asshole about the fact that they hadn't released their album yet. Yeah. I wanted to say that. I felt that on my heart earlier. And I was like, I was hard on them, and I'm actually glad. I almost posted a clip the week the album came back out of me saying those same things, and I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because I know a lot more now than I did then.
Right.
And I can say when I'm wrong. So, yeah.
Hey, did you hear that he responded to Jim Jones?
Yes. I saw it.
Who's network nigga?
Oh, yes. No, I heard that. I heard that. And
He
then
said, "Get your
the interviews
15."
he's been doing.
Yeah. He said, "Get
The
your
interviews he's been doing
5,500."
has sorry.
No, go.
I was gonna say the interviews he's been doing, Push has been doing, are very. I don't want to call it subliminal. I don't think there's anything subliminal about the things he's saying. He's saying it outright. Like, I don't. Y'all don't even. You're not even. We're not even in the same lane. Like, I don't even know.
Yep.
I don't even know why. I don't even know why you're saying my name. Like, I don't. I don't even know why you think you get to say my name next to yours. Like, what?
Right.
What?
Right. He said it.
And Malice is kind of like, yep. I love the way Malice doesn't say too much, but he says just enough.
Right.
They're the
Exactly.
perfect duo as far as I'm concerned. Like, one of them
Big
is
brother.
very high energy, which we'll get to when we talk about Tiny Desk. And then the other one is very chill, but they're very attuned to one another.
Yep.
And I love that. And I think that's why they're able to make such great music, because they feed off of each other. I imagine if I made music with my siblings, it would probably be, we're not musically inclined. But if we were, I imagine there would be a lot of synergy there. You can definitely feel their chemistry even when they're just doing interviews. I think it just oozes off of them. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right, Tiny Desk. Talk to us.
I thought it was good. I did think that also a bold choice to go from Birds Don't Sing to Grindin'.
They did. I thought it was Chains and Whips.
No. They did Birds Don't Sing, and then it ended with the audio that's on the actual song, and then Push says, something about people in the audience, are there day one Clipse fans in the audience? And then they go into grinding.
Okay. I thought it was the opposite. I'm gonna check. You are correct. I'm wrong. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So I thought that was bold. For me, it was a weird transition. I get
Could see
it. I understand. We just brought it down. We brought the mood down in the room. Now we gotta bring it back up. I'm
that. Right.
assuming that was the thought process behind that. I almost wish they would have started with Birds Don't Sing the same way they start the album. Not because I think they should have gotten it out of the way, but I think it's so sensitive that you probably don't want to end with it.
Right.
But when it's in the middle and it's right before your arguably most
Biggest
popular
record.
song, it's kind of awkward. It kind of feels weird. I feel like if I was in the room, I would have been like, do I dance to this? Do I not? Because
Right.
I'm still kind of over there. So I don't know. I feel like there was a better transition. I just don't know what it is. That was really my only complaint about it. I like that the one guy from the band came and he did the,
That was the drummer. That was great.
the drummer did the beat on the table like you doing in the lunchroom, and
That's right.
I thought
Like
that
we all were.
was right. So I thought that was super cool. I thought having the singers come out was great. Yeah, I didn't really have, I thought their energy was up. That's what I was gonna say. I feel like Pusha T is, it's so funny because when you see Pusha T by himself, I think for me, let me speak for me, when I see Pusha T by himself, I always think of him as like this serious guy. Like, he makes jokes and stuff. I'm not saying he doesn't, but to me, he just has this presence about him. And he's like the guy in the room that everybody respects and like everybody reveres. And I'm so glad that I mean, he was holding it down while Malice wasn't there, but I'm so glad that they're together because their personalities really do shine through when they're together. And I like the fact that his energy is more pronounced, I think, when he's sitting next to his brother. I feel like
Yeah.
he feels more comfortable, and you get to see, like, he is a funny guy. You get to see that he is high energy. I think he was very reserved for the last few years when you did see him do interviews and things like that. I feel like he was a lot more reserved than he's been since, the gang is back in effect.
Right. Yeah, you could definitely see his energy. I agree totally. He definitely is the high energy person from the two of them. That showed in the performances. He's way more excited and animated, and Malice is kind of just like,
Right. But
so.
also still a really cool guy. Like, when he does, like I said, when he does talk, you're like, oh, like he's dope too. He's just different,
Right. Yes. Yes. And so I related a lot to Malice while watching that. I thought that was really funny.
And I relate a lot to Push. Yeah.
And so yeah, Malice was kind of just waiting to kill shit. You know what I'm saying? He just like, all right, I'm gonna just chill. You do the talking, I'll be here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my verse. Okay, let me go. All right, you need me to help with the hook? All right, let me jump in. So I thought that was cool. I don't have any critiques really of this Tiny Desk. I thought it was smart to do 2 old records, 2 new records, and then end with grinding. I was caught off guard, and I don't really know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I was caught off guard when they weren't doing the grinding hook. They only did it at the end, and I was confused. But I guess it was to get the crowd involved and to engage.
Yeah.
It just caught me off guard. Not saying it was good or
Yeah.
bad. I just was like, hey, what's going on here? Where's the
happened?
classic hook we're all used to?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. Again, I thought it was smart the way they set it up.
Yeah, the grinding part, I didn't think much of it, but you're right. That was a little odd.
Yeah, it just caught me off guard. But if it was to get the crowd involved, then that was a smart move. I didn't think it sounded bad either. It just caught me off guard because it's also the big record, right? If you're closing out,
Yeah.
you would expect that to be done, heard, whatever. But yeah, great show, great energy, and a great period, or maybe even exclamation point on the press run, because I believe that was the last thing that we got because that came out the same day the album came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's been all these interviews that have been coming out that I guess they did over the last however many days or week
Hmm.
that I've been seeing. I've been seeing clips of them. I think they interviewed with Complex, because I've been seeing clips of that.
Complex, GQ, Apple, Breakfast Club, Joe Budden podcast. They also did Spotify Colors. I don't know what that is, but yeah. And then I saw an interview pop up on Spotify, but I don't know if it's from a podcast or what.
Yeah, so I thought it was a great rollout. I mean, it got people talking about them at the very least. So
And
that's
that's
what
what
you
you
want
want.
when your album's coming out.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's that. Now, I did get breaking news from our Drake correspondent, but I couldn't read it, so I guess we'll talk about that tomorrow. I think there's some more Nicki stuff that came out while we were recording. I saw it pop up
Well,
on my.
then we'll have to talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We'll see y'all tomorrow.